Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the Peapod, our very first one of this year, 2024. And I'm so excited to be back on. Took a little break over the holidays, but we are back. The Peapod podcast is all about peace. And if you're watching and you don't know me, I'm Teri Angel, also known as Mama Peace, and I'm delighted that you are here with us today. So imagine with me for a moment a world without constant conflict, a world where respect for diversity is the norm, a world where understanding replaces fear. I know it sounds like a dream, but it is the dream that I dare to dream of, and that's the world we strive to build here, one conversation at a time, inside the Peapod. Here we believe that peace isn't just the absence of conflict, it's the presence of justice, it's the celebration of diversity, and most importantly, it's something that begins within each one of us. So let's begin this journey of manifesting peace in our world. Here at the Peapod, we don't have all the answers, but we promise to ask the right questions. I want to share just a bit from the book The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. Do not live half a life, and do not die a half death. If you choose silence, then be silent. When you speak, do so until you are finished. If you accept, then express it bluntly and do not mask it. If you refuse, then be clear about it, for an ambiguous refusal is but a weak acceptance. Do not accept half a solution. Do not believe half truths. Do not dream half a dream. Do not fantasize about half hopes. Half the way will get you nowhere. You are a whole that exists to live a life, not half a life. I just love that prophet. And I love this man that has joined me here today. Those of you who are not familiar with John Thaddeus Fiore are in for a treat. John is a special friend of mine. I've known John for a few years now, and I just want to let you know some of his accomplishments. He is a energy advisor, a trauma coach, an EFT energy healing coach, a sports performance improvement technique practitioner. He also umpires baseball, and he is a master mozzarella maker. That's the one I love, John. welcome, welcome to
Thanks,
the
Terry.
Peapod.
Thank you, Terry. Oh my God, I appreciate this so much, and it's so fitting that when you were speaking about the intention of world peace, that we want to spread it. It occurred to me that you know what, um, world peace starts with inner peace. We have to start with ourselves first,
Yes,
and that's what this show is going to be all about. I just want to explain a little something about how
good.
what I call self compassion awareness can help
Mm-hmm.
us with inner peace. Okay.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
would you like me to go on?
Well,
Go ahead.
I
Ask
would
your
love
question.
if you would share with us what do you mean when you say self-awareness compassion. Let's
Okay.
chat about that.
Self compassion awareness, I call it,
Okay.
Terry. Um,
Okay.
Terry, it's something I use in 100% of my client sessions.
Mm-hmm.
It's derived from EFT. It's not. I can't label this EFT, but it is speaking the language of what I learned with EFT. I've been studying EFT since 2010, and um, there's a lot of tapping involved, and there's a lot of reciting acceptance phase, and I'm saying after I um, after I got into it a lot more, Teri, and I started to really connect with angels and making those spiritual connections. You always connected, but that deep, okay? And so I started to ask and really delve into what what a human being is doing when they practice EFT. EFT is a just for people who don't know, it's a tool set called emotional freedom techniques, and it always starts off. Always, this is the caveat, Perry. It always starts off with us accepting ourselves with whatever negative feeling or problem that we have. Acceptance of ourselves and what we're feeling. Okay. Um, I wrote a few. When we perceive a problem, Terry, or a negative feeling, we have two choices. Okay. We can either accept that we're feeling whatever we're feeling, or we can fight or resist what we're feeling. Okay. I'd like to help people to understand if you fight what you're feeling, okay, oh, I don't want to feel that. Everybody wants to feel peace, joy, and love. But
Mm-hmm.
Terry, in the human experience, we came here to experience everything from the light,
Yes.
joyful feelings to the dark, low feelings. And I'd like people to understand there's nothing wrong with feeling the low, dark feelings. As a matter of fact, that's how you get to the light, by accepting your feelings. So I see people, Terry, fighting their feelings and resisting. And if we want to connect that to the law of attraction, what we like to fight or resist only creates more of the same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in studying EFT, the EFT statement would say, even though I'm feeling so sad, if sadness is the issue, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. So it's not that I want to people to go around tapping. They can if they'd like to, but Terry, it's the first go-to foundational piece we have at our disposal to help ourselves work out of any um, low vibrational feeling. Okay, it's foundational. It's very simple. Okay, so um, I'll have friends send me a text. This is going on, that's going on, and so what I try to do is back everybody up and say, okay, this is going on. That's fine. Let's first be in acceptance of ourselves for feeling whatever we're feeling. What are you feeling right now? I'm feeling, you know what? A lot of people don't even go into their feelings, Terry. And I think it's so important because this is how we teach ourselves total awareness. Okay? What am I feeling? I have this problem, and what am I feeling? I might be feeling confused. I might be feeling so many different emotions. I don't know where to go with these things. So, self compassion awareness is a tool that everybody can use, Terry, whether they want to tap or not. We use this tapping sequence in EFT. What it's doing is it's creating an energy flow in the body. And what happens, Terry, when we accept what we're feeling, okay, um, it creates a calm or peaceful effect. It takes, when we're feeling threatened or we don't know what to do with a problem, or we're feeling any kind of negative feeling, we're in the state of this is a mental concept. It's not a concept, it's truth. Um, we're in the state of fight or flight. Okay, the amygdala, or the fight or flight response, is being activated in our brains. Okay, So, while I was learning EFT, I'm saying, why are we always tapping on every little feeling? It's because we're doing the repetitive work of accepting whatever we're feeling in the moment. Okay? So if in the moment we don't even know what we're feeling, you can simply say that and offer yourself self-acceptance and compassion, because it's going to lift the fog, Teri, and lead us to where we need to go. So it's a foundational piece that I feel that people can really use to get themselves out of uh, mental anguish a lot quicker and to feel better. So we do have, I don't like to use the word control, but we do have control over our emotions, Teri.
We do.
And we can use these tools. We all want to create and manifest joy and happiness in our life, and we could use these tools to get there a little bit quicker. There's no need to suffer in anguish and silence when you can use self-compassion awareness in your everyday life if you're running into a lot of negativity. Okay? Certainly if you're feeling joy, go ahead and be happy and feel your joy. Okay? But when you're feeling down and you're feeling low, um, a lot, and this is totally fine. Some people tend to delve into, why am I feeling that?
Victimhoods.
You know what, Teri? And that's okay
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they do that. I mean, it's pretty common that people want to know, you know what? Things are going pretty good. Why am I feeling this right now? And that's okay. However, a lot of times when we're going into why, we're going into what we call psychology. And there's nothing wrong with psychology. Some people like to know why they're feeling it. But I'm speaking from an aspect of them being in emotional turmoil in the moment. And this is a way they can come out of it pretty quickly by accepting that whatever they're feeling, it's okay. Because when you do that, Teri, the brain starts to relax. Okay, wait a minute. I don't even know what I'm feeling. I could accept myself for being confused. Yeah, you can. And the moment you do that, the brain starts to relax. And now your thought process is going to the prefrontal cortex, where you do your best thinking. You have your best critical thinking skills. Okay? So, Teri, what I call this is the merging of the mental to the spiritual. Okay? And look, being that I'm trained so deeply in EFT, um, I'll use this concept in all of my client sessions, because usually, in some way, shape, or form, people are beating themselves up in some way, Teri, and we're trying to help them out with that. Okay, and I use this self-compassion awareness. And I'm saying, you know what? If you don't want to tap, use it as a prayer. Stop. I have my clients stop and say, okay, you just gave me a lot there. Let's stop and talk to me, and talk to like God, like he's sitting right here with us. Tell God, him or her, tell Jesus, tell the angels what you're feeling. And feel free to say whatever it is you want to say. Okay, well, I'm feeling disappointed. I'm feeling like God let me down. I said, by all means, say that, feel that. I can guarantee you that God's not going to get mad at you. I, I do uh, believe that there might be some religious programming there, Teri, that people are afraid to say bad things about God. Okay? None of us want to walk around talking bad about God, but we do want to express our feelings. And I can assure everyone that God listens to everything. Our Creator listens to our heart. And if we're feeling like He let us down, you can say that and understand that there is no judgment coming from above, and you're never going to be judged for feeling that. Actually, in the law of attraction, it's the low part of the vortex, and we came here to experience joy down to fear. And if you need to know why you're feeling something, okay, a little tip would be look for fear. Usually we're afraid of something, Teri. Okay? If you're that person that needs to know why am I feeling that, there's usually a fear-based concept going on there. Okay, but I'm not a psychologist. Um, I don't really call myself a mental health professional, but I did train with a lot of therapists and psychologists in EFT. And this is what we studied about EFT is that we don't really have to know why we're feeling something. All we need to do is accept that we're feeling it and accept ourselves for feeling it without any kind of judgment. And this does something to the human brain that really calms it down, and we shift our perception to something better, and that's new creation, Teri. And so I really urge people to um, do this in times of stress. Do this in times of stress. Stop and give yourself the gift of self-compassion awareness. What am I feeling right now? I'm going through such a hard time. I can accept that I'm feeling this, and I'd like to give myself a moment. Because, Teri, we are generally, us healers, we're always helping people out that are usually beating themselves up in some way.
Oh,
Okay?
yes.
And so whether it's an athlete I'm working with or it's somebody that just wants an angel reading, I always use the spiritual practice of self-compassion awareness in 100% of my sessions, Teri, because it's always there for us. Okay? So, Teri, was that easy enough to understand?
That was awesome, John. I have a couple of things. So, it's well known that whatever we resist persists. So, I'm really glad that you go into the accepting, because this is when we really start to do the inner work. And a friend of mine has a saying: accept, align, allow. She says you can take the AAA with you everywhere you go. Accept, align, allow. When we accept things, we're no longer pushing against it, like you were saying. We're no longer saying, "Ooh, I don't want that." We're saying, "Oh, let me look at this and let me accept that it's there." Acknowledging it. That's the very first step. And then align with who you are as a spirit being, and then just allow the miracle to happen, for it to really come to a good place inside of you. Either you're going to work through that emotion or you're going to get some help. But
Yeah.
the first thing is to acknowledge it. And I love what you're doing. I just love it. It flows so well with my work as well, with what I do, helping people to become emotionally empowered. And that's what we're doing. We're doing the same thing, Mr.
Yeah, Teri, right, with different flavors. Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, I really, really look. We're both empathetic uh, creatures, Teri. When we're sitting with people that we want to help, we can see that they're suffering in some way,
Mm-hmm.
and it's always our goal to help empower them to help themselves. Okay, we're
Right.
just we're just
Yes.
these vehicles that help them out, and so like I said, uh, it's been my experience that in some way, people don't want to either face a truth, or in some way they're negatively judging themselves or not forgiving themselves in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and uh, you've obviously, Teri, in your lifetime and your experience here on Earth, you've done a lot of inner work, and you know that the core of this work that we do for ourselves is always based in self forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, uh, this concept this concept that we must understand is that we come from a loving creator, a loving source, that there is no judgment. There is no
Right.
judgment. The only judgment that there is what we create, Teri.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So you're not being held accountable by any creator that's keeping a book on what you've done in your life. Okay? Of course, um, we want to act and feel love. Okay, that would be the goal. Okay, we
Mm-hmm.
want to practice that. Okay, so a lot of times dark feelings when they come in, and they will come in because from a human perspective we chose to come here and experience darkness and light. Okay, so that means you're going to get dark feelings, and sometimes you're going to even say to yourself, whoa, where did that come from? Okay, doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you're evil in any way. It doesn't mean you're working with the devil. I mean, all of these concepts of the dark are, they're kind of painted in I don't want that. Okay, and I am not saying that I want to hang out in the dark. I want to hang out in the light. But I know that when I'm feeling dark feelings, Teri, okay, I don't want to resist them. I want to accept myself for feeling them for whatever reason, okay? Because you and I and everybody walking on this planet, we're really like we're human walking computers. And there's a lot of information coming in from the moment we're born. Okay, and we're processing this information all the time. And this is what the mental aspect of our existence is, Teri. And we're trying to help people understand that self acceptance and compassion is a way out of dark mental anguish a little bit quicker than, you know what? You and I know, Teri, it's going to pass. When we're in the dark,
Mm-hmm.
we know that the light is coming for us in some way. Okay? But if we have the power to get out of the dark quicker and get to the light quicker, why not use it? And that's kind of like what this tool does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And so this is something I wanted to share for people in the new year.
Thank you.
Work on your own. You could sit down and write a list of what you're feeling that's negative, whether it's about yourself or others. But write it down, and you know what? Accept that you're feeling it. I don't know where it's coming from. God, I need your help with this. Say it as a prayer if you want. And you're going to notice that these feelings start to lift because you're releasing them.
You're acknowledging. Yeah.
Yeah, this acceptance, Teri, releases these feelings a lot quicker than
Mm-hmm.
if we fight them.
Yeah.
Ooh, I was just feeling so good yesterday. I don't want to feel this today. Why am I so down? Okay, you're down. Let's just accept you're feeling down for whatever reason, and you just want to give yourself some self compassion in the moment. You're allowed to feel down. So I think people got the
Mm-hmm.
concept, Teri.
Oh, I love it, John. And I'd like to offer what I use for myself and in my teachings. So when something happens, we go through these experiences, like you said, we're here for the contrast. We're going to have experiences. So when something happens and you're feeling one of those feelings like John described, what I do is say, well, what am I supposed to do with this? Or if you're talking to your higher power, to your angels, your spirit guides, what would you have me do? What would you have me do right now going forward? Because a lot of times the fear comes from looking backwards and all of that guilt and anger, and yeah, maybe we did something when we were a kid, and from there we built up this image of being punished, like what John was talking about. But what would you have me do with this emotion? How would you have me move forward from it? So it's opening it up. It's an open-ended question. And then you just listen. So many times we ask a question and then we go about trying to figure it all out. And instead of doing that, leave it open and ask your higher self, ask God, the neighbor down the street, just put it out there. What would you have me do with this? And it's such a simple, neutral question. There's no judgment in there. There's no talking about how bad you feel or anything else. You're just acknowledging it, like what John is sharing with us, using compassion for yourself. You're not going to judge yourself for having that feeling or for having gone through an experience. You're just saying, okay, now what? Now what? What is my next step? So it's just a way of neutralizing the whole situation to where you can then move forward, because we get stuck if we don't deal with things. We push them down and we know what that leads to, right, John? When we push emotions down.
You know what? When I look back on some of the tough experiences, strokes, whatever, that I've gone through, it was because I pushed stuff down.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it'll always come up to be dealt with in some way. A physical manifestation of a disease. It could
Yeah.
be, you know, mental things. It could lead to addictions. There are lots of things, and we're trying to help the planet, okay, with learning how to work with their emotions. And I love the question that you asked, Teri, when you perceive a problem. What do you want me to do with this? When you're asking that question, you have already acknowledged that you are feeling this. And that is, now, see, that's your little technique. And then what I'd like people to understand is, it doesn't matter how you get there, but it's, as long as you're acknowledging and accepting what you're feeling, that concept is what will help you get to the next best thing.
Yes.
And so asking the question as you do, Teri, is a powerful question because you have already acknowledged what is going on. And I love that, and I'm going to even use it.
Yay! Yay! In fact, John, I'm getting ready to teach a 3-month course on emotional empowerment. And in that course, I will be giving a lot of tips like this, a lot of tools that we can have in our belt to deal with things when they come up. And that's one of the things is acknowledging, being aware. That's the very first step, actually, is being aware of what we are feeling and not running from it. I've run from my feelings in the past. I know what that's like when I just shut down and say, I'm not going to deal with this right now. I put it on the back burner, and eventually that back burner is so full of things, it's like falling off the stove.
Right?
Yeah.
So you know what, Teri, it just occurred to me that when we're helping people work with their emotions like this, we're helping them with creating better outcomes for themselves. Okay?
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
we attract and we create as per our emotions. So if that's true, we want to create a better inner experience. which we can do.
Yeah.
And this is what we're talking about. We're trying to help you create and attract better things in your life, guys. That's really what it's all
Right.
about.
That's what it's all about.
And you know what? That's why we get together. Teri has us on, and we do these powwows, and everybody's going to offer you a different piece of chocolate. Okay? If you like what she does, whatever resonates for you, use it. And if this doesn't sound like something you're interested in, then find something that is. But it works for me, and I've been at this a long time, and this is what I help my clients with. And so I'm saying, okay, this is not simply EFT anymore. This is what I call self-compassion awareness. Let me give myself that gift every time. And Teri, 100% of the time when we're in emotional distress, we're denying something. We're denying some kind of truth. Or we're saying, I don't want to feel this, or I don't want to deal with that. Like you just said.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying, wow, you know what? I was there last night before I went to bed. And I said, wait a minute, stop. What am I doing here? I teach this stuff. I mean, it happens to all of us. And they get into a funk. And I said, I'm not even going into my feelings here. I'm just feeling like I was having trouble being present. Let's put it that way. Being joyful in the moment. Okay?
Right.
And so I just used the statements. Okay, what is this all about? What is this all about? I asked the question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm feeling like I'm supposed to be doing something more than I'm doing right in this moment. And that was simply what I was feeling.
Right.
Okay? And after I did it, Teri, I was able to have a nice, peaceful sleep. I'm saying, okay, I lifted it. And I accepted it. And I woke up having a great day. And guys, wouldn't the goal be to have more great days? This is what Teri and I are trying to lay out for you guys right here. Have more great days.
Exactly. You can have a beautiful life.
You really can. You string this together and you can have a great life.
Yeah. John had mentioned earlier, I have been through a lot of trials in my lifetime. I've lived here for a while now on this planet, and I've gone through some really heavy stuff. But then I decided, you know what? I don't like this. I don't like what's happening. I don't like the way I feel. I don't like being a victim, because I was always putting myself in that victim mentality and that lack mentality. So I chose to find what would make me happy, what would bring joy into my life. And it's not sitting around wallowing in self-pity or being angry all the time or feeling guilty. It's not any of those low vibrations. And I just want to say, you don't go from the bottom of the barrel of being wallowing in all of that to exhilaration all at one time. You build yourself up. You deal with things like what's John's teaching. You deal with it. You say hello to it. You say, hi, I know you. You're anger. Let's talk. And you acknowledge it and you honor it and you respect that it's an emotion you're feeling inside of you. And then you start to slowly accept that it was there, but it was a part of you that you don't want to be a part of you. And so you say goodbye to it. So you say hello and say goodbye. And work your way up to a better feeling state, like what Abraham has discussed with us. You work up that emotional rung of maybe you're angry today, but tomorrow you may be just disappointed. Go to a better feeling thought. That's always what I reach for. If I'm feeling something, all right, what's the better feeling thought? And what would you have me do, God? How would you have me proceed from this thought that I'm having or this feeling I'm experiencing and move forward? Okay. It's always forward movement, not backwards.
Always, Teri, yes.
Yeah.
If we're going to create better, we always want to move forward. I mean, those are golden words, Teri. Moving forward movement. Moving forward is guys, you've heard it said probably a million ways. Don't give up. Always keep going. Okay, that's true. That is true, and that is always the way. Okay, that always the way could be step two. Step one is always to acknowledge and accept first. Okay, and let's not go around that. Wait a minute, there's something here, and if I go around that, I'm kind of bypassing it, and then it's always gonna come back to me in another way until it's getting my attention, Terry.
Yeah.
So we're teaching what I believe is really foundational stuff here. Are there any questions? Should we say hello to anybody here? Let's see.
Erica's here. Hi, Erica. Rachel's here.
Rachel, Abuelita. Hi, sweetie.
Abuelita, her first time here. Welcome.
Hi, Abuelita. Let's see.
Oh, Kimmy Siegel. Hi, Kimmy.
Kimmy just popped in, Erica. Hi. Okay, okay, Teri, I'm going to take this as everybody understands the concept. I don't see any questions, and I'm happy.
I think so.
We don't want to make it.
I had another thought, John.
Yes.
Yeah, when we're talking about not dealing with the emotions, we are the greatest at procrastination, aren't we? If it can be done tomorrow, then okay, I can just relax today. But you can't really do that with your emotions. If we procrastinate in dealing with them, acknowledging them, helping ourselves by accepting and allowing them, then you're really doing a lot of damage to yourself. Because we talked about pushing them down and what can be happening if that happens.
I'm writing this down, Teri. This is brilliant. You cannot procrastinate with your emotions. That's right. Brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, it has to be dealt with in the moment. If something comes up, deal with it immediately. Don't say I'll deal with that later, or I don't want to look at that right now. And sometimes we don't. We don't want to look at it. It's not easy going through our fires that we go through in life. But it's there. It presents itself, and that's your opportunity to grow. Because the bigger the challenges, the bigger the spiritual growth.
So profoundly well said. You cannot procrastinate with your emotions. You can't put them off. You can't do it because they come back in ways that are going to show up in ways that everything's always for our highest good in some way. But Teri, we're powerful creators, and we have this power to work this stuff, that we don't have to fall victim to it.
Right.
And I think there's a big part of what we're trying to explain to people, that we don't have to fall victim to these negative emotions. We don't have to let them keep us down. There are things that we can do, and I'm hoping that you guys are getting what we're trying to put down here to help you get out of these negative thought patterns and that can really keep you down. I mean, you could flip on a dime real quick from a bad day to a good day. Okay?
Yeah.
Some people just have that capacity to use gratitude to do that, Teri.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
It's a great tool.
Yeah, it really is. Gratitude is powerful. They say, I don't have to do this accepting thing. All I have to do is be grateful. And you know something? I ain't messing with that.
Goes back to what would you have me do? And maybe that do is to be grateful.
Right. Instead of maybe, all right, I'm feeling so low because my focus is on something negative. So I'm going to shift my focus to gratitude. And so that's another shortcut. that you can
Mm-hmm.
use if that works better for you. Okay. So, we're not telling you how to do it. Um, I tend to use this, Teri, a lot for myself because I'm a really highly emotionally charged person. Okay, I'm a super feeler, but some people are just, you know what? They have the capacity to just switch their awareness to something to be grateful for and come out of a funk very quickly. I ain't
Mm-hmm.
messing with that.
Well, John, there's certain things that will lift your vibration immediately. Gratitude is one of those things.
Yes.
Music is another one. Play something uplifting, something that's going to really raise your vibration. Breathing, deep breathing, will settle your energy. It'll bring you more balance into a more centered state. There are so many tools that we have that can lift us up out of whatever state we're in, whatever dysfunction is going on. You can use a lot of things in a lot of ways to pull yourself out of that. But it does have to start, like John said, step number one, being aware of it, seeing it, really seeing it. It's like you can be with another person and you can be talking to that person, but still not seeing them, not acknowledging them. So that's the first step. It's actually being able to open your eyes to what's going on. See the emotion for what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anybody asking any? Let's see.
No, Kimmy shared it out. Thank you, Kimmy, for doing that.
Kimmy, you're the best sharer out there, kiddo. Go share.
Oh,
Thank you,
that's
Kimmy.
awesome.
Thank you, everybody, for hopping on and saying hello today.
Yeah, we really appreciate you all. So I do want to put another plug in for my class that begins on Saturday. It's a 3-month course. We meet twice a month, and
Saturdays.
I'm Saturdays at 3 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time. And I'm going to be teaching a lot of tools like this. We're going to have a great time interacting, getting to learn how to be more present and how to help each other. John, that's something we didn't talk about is support. If you're going through something that's really bringing you down or it's one of those challenges of life, know who you can reach out to. Who do you go to hold your hand? Who do you go to just be with you? So many times people stay away from those who are going through a challenge because I don't know what to say. I've heard that more times than I can tell you. I don't know what to say to them. You don't have to say anything. Your presence with them speaks louder than any words could. So know who that person is for you. Know who you're going to turn to and say, hey, you know what? I just need you to sit with me right now. I just need you to hold my hand. And that's all you need. You don't need anybody to give you advice. You don't need anybody to tell you it's okay, don't worry about it. Just be there. When we can
Yeah.
have that kind of support. Yeah.
There is um, there's a train of thought when it comes to support. Sometimes, Teri, I mean, people have different personalities. There are going to be different. There are going to be personalities that will tell you, "Okay, suck it up." Okay, doesn't mean they're a bad person or an evil person. They might come from a past that's all they had to do all their life. Okay, so they're speaking from
Mm-hmm.
experience. Okay, in the moment, that could be good advice, but I like to take a gentler approach with people. That's my way of coaching. I'm sure your way is gentle too. Um, but but I think what you're saying, Teri, is to find that person that can help you. And I noticed Erica says I definitely need the support. And Erica, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Find who resonates for you and work with them. And groups such as is this going to be a group thing for you, Teri?
It is. It's a group thing. It's a small group right now. I'm hoping to have a couple more people to join us. So you've got a couple of days now left to sign up. And like I said, it's 3 months of really getting a lot of information, but also a lot of growth as you participate and figure out how do I express myself better when I'm going through something. That's what it's all about, growing through your emotions, because we all have them. We all have emotions.
Oh,
Why not
yeah.
get to be their best friend and learn how to work with them? And
And,
that's what we're going to do.
and having live sessions like that helps you to interact in the moment and
Yes.
learn. Terry, people pick up nice. So you're going to do it every Saturday at 3 p.m.,
No, it's twice a month,
twice a month.
twice a month for 3 months.
Okay.
And the people that are participating in this class are going to be paired up with a partner who you will work with for those 3 months. So not only do you get a lot of tools and tips and wonderful information, but you're going to get to know somebody really well. And that may be your emotional support buddy for the rest of your life. Who knows?
Wow.
It may be somebody you really click with, and you can go to them and be the one that you turn to when something's going on. So it's an opportunity here for a lot of things, and I'm so excited to be offering this.
Yeah, really. That sounds wonderful.
Yeah. So if you're interested at all, you can go to my website, which is scrolling on the page, angelspeakers.com. And the first thing you will see when you go there is Supersize Emotional Empowerment. And it'll have the link for you to sign up for it. But you need to do it by Friday because Saturday we begin our very first class.
Terry, I gotta say that to see another um, angel leader as yourself um, take a direction of emotional support is very, very dear to my heart and encouraging because um, there are many ways and many roads to healing. Okay, uh, emotionally, I really feel that it's so foundational, and people can really learn life changing tools when you take this emotional support approach. Because, as I said, we attract from our emotions, and I know that 100% of my audience here today would like to attract better outcomes in their life. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and classes such as this that Terry are understated. That's a great class. That's
Yeah.
a really good class for people to get involved with because if I'm hearing Terry correctly, you're going to be able to interact and learn these tools
Oh, yeah.
on the fly. And I
That's how you learn.
and
Yeah.
I'm Terry. I'm really very happy to see a fellow angel practitioner taking this approach. Terry, we're both getting the messages. That's what our angels want us to share with
Oh,
people.
I always listen to them. I do nothing without my angels.
Right.
I want to
Regarding us in
address,
every way.
yeah, I want to address this one comment who says, I signed up, but my worry is dedication with time. And during the week, I'm very busy and I'm just not sure if I'm paired with someone I would be a good partner. You will be an excellent partner. And the angels will work it out where you and your partner will have time to talk during that. Because we meet every other week. So you're going to have 2 weeks that you can find some time in there to be with each other, to talk about whatever it is, whatever the assignment is. And yeah, don't worry about that. I don't stress over things. When we start looking forward and projecting, that's when the fear and the worry start to come up and the anxiety. Just the fact that you signed up, you were led to do that. So it's going to be beautiful. Just look at it that way. It's going to be a beautiful experience, and everything is working perfectly.
Yes, and you know what? It just occurred to me. We don't know who I. We can't see
I
who
don't
that
know who
is.
it is. Yeah.
It doesn't matter, but I can just say that um, during the week I'm very busy. Okay, even though I have this feeling that during the week I'm very busy and I'm just not sure if I'm paired with someone I would be a good partner. If would I be a good partner? I'm afraid or I have this concern that I might not be a good partner. I can accept how I feel about that. Simple as that. And let it go. And you know something? The fact that you just accepted what you're feeling, you accepted that fear and accepting yourself for feeling it, I will 1000%, just like Terry said, guarantee you that you will have a better outcome because
Yeah.
you're not blocking this or you're not bypassing this. You're meeting it straight on and it's going to be fine. Just allow yourself that compassion for whatever you're feeling in the moment. Okay. And that's kind of like a little example of what we've discussed tonight.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. Absolutely.
yeah, sounds wonderful.
Thank you, John. I want to give John an opportunity to share with us how you can work with him. But before I do that, I want to mention I channel the angels every night. I channel a message from them, and I share that on my website. If you go to Angel Speakers, you can go right to the blog and find it. Last night was so beautiful, and I have this one statement that the angels made that I want to share with everybody. I'm going to put it in the comments. And it says, love does not concern itself with anything other than magnetizing more love. And that's it. When we hold love in our heart, we're not worried about anything else other than finding more of that. I want more of that, please. And I've found this in my own life. When I'm feeling really on top of the world and everything's going great, I want more of that. And so that's all I'm going to put out. And what we put out, as we know with the law of attraction, we get it back. So we're putting out love from our heart and it's being returned.
Love does not concern itself with anything other than magnetizing more love. Oh my God, that's so
Yeah,
profound.
yeah. So I
And
just wanted to share that. And yeah, so I magnetized this beautiful person to be with me on the show today. And I'm so very grateful, John Fiore, that you were here with me and sharing from your heart and what you do. And
thank
I
you.
would love for more people to connect with you and work with you. So please share with us how they can do that.
Oh, very easily, Terry. Facebook is the best place to get me. I'm always hanging out there. Um, I mean, I take time off now and then, but Facebook is send me a message on Facebook Messenger, uh, and or you know what, I have a couple of emails, but it's easier on Facebook because everybody can see my mug and they can send me a message and we can connect that way. Terry, I have a simple acceptance prayer if you want to end with something like this.
Oh, I would love that, but I also wanted to mention John is on LinkedIn for any of you that might use that social media. I love LinkedIn because it's
Yeah,
not so cluttered like Facebook can be,
yes,
and
it
it's
is.
easy to find him, John T. Fiore. Yeah.
Yeah, on LinkedIn, I pretty much focused on the sports performance aspect of what I do, Terry. Facebook, I use as my angelic platform. LinkedIn, because it's a more professional site, as you're saying, I'm looking to attract working for a baseball team. So, um, but you're right. They can communicate with me through Facebook or LinkedIn, and I'm off Instagram. That wasn't a good experience, but
Okay.
Facebook. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Anything to help the mozzarella man.
Okay, when you come to Jersey, I gotta make you some mozzarella.
Yes, you do. We're going
You
to plan that.
gotta give me a good heads up with time
I will.
so I can
Yeah,
get to
I
Earth.
will.
Terry, I
Okay.
want to end with this simple. Everybody can close their eyes, and whatever you're feeling, whether it be positive or negative, put your hands on your heart and repeat after me. I accept myself. I value myself. I believe in myself. I trust myself. I love myself. And I am deepening my relationship with myself. Simple acceptance. And you know what? uh, there's it in the world of EFT, Terry. When I was explaining, there's acknowledgement of a problem and there's acceptance. You can play with acceptance. Uh, for instance, if you know you're a very kind person, okay, kind, loving person, you could use that as an acceptance phrase. Even though I'm feeling so yucky today, I'm a very kind and loving person and I know who I am. Use kind words towards yourself as acceptance phrases. I think you'd agree with that.
Oh, I absolutely agree with that. You know, doing self affirmations is one of the best ways to build up your confidence, to build up your sense of power inside of you. So, yeah, I love this, John. Thank you.
It
Thank you
works
for
so well
helping
in your
us with that.
cellular structure too, Terry.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in your
It
body, you feel
does.
better.
Yeah,
You find yourself working out disease a lot better when you're speaking nicely about yourself. So, Terry, I want to
absolutely.
really thank you for
Oh,
having me on.
thank you.
As you can see, the Christmas lights are still up. I don't want to let them go.
I love it. It can be Christmas any day of the year you want. It doesn't have to be December 25th. It can be
Except
any
for Granny,
time.
those lights will be on in
Yeah,
July.
there you go. Your neighbors will hate you, but that's okay. All right, so thank you everyone for joining in
Thank
today.
you,
The,
everyone, for
the, the
showing up.
Peapod has begun 2024. It's a new year, new faces, some really great guests that are going to be on with me this year. So I'm hoping that you'll put it on your calendar and tune in on Tuesdays at 5 o'clock Eastern Time and bring your questions. I love it when you ask us questions or comment on the conversation. So thank you so much for being here. As I always say, stay in your heart and stay blessed. I love you so much. And let's lead them, John, with
Namaste.
Namaste,
No.
y'all.
Okay.
Bye,
Terry,
everyone.
I love you, and I'll see you soon,
Oh,
hopefully.
I love you, John.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for being here.